Big Bad 589 here with another Hauntober tour review for Nightmare New England Spooky World. Now again, the last video I had an error, and this is the second video I've had an error, and I had to shoot this like this because my camera for some reason decided to glitch out. So long story short, autofocus didn't work and everything was out of focus and I had to reshoot the intro. So Brian joined me again for another Hauntober tour review. This time we went to Nightmare New England, like I just said, or Spooky World, however you want to call it. I've been there a couple times. I remember going there as a kid. I remember going there last year. Last year wasn't as populated as I was hoping it to be, so it was different experience. But tonight, or during this review, whatever you want to call it, a different experience. So I hope you guys enjoyed the review. Hope you guys look forward to seeing any future reviews coming out. So let's get to the review. Drop off and Tanase.
And Tanase.
And Tanase.
He hasn't been dropped off yet because the sign's still up. So.
Yeah, but at least we made it out of here.
We did. This year, I haven't been to Spooky World in a couple of years now, so it was kind of special to me. I like the idea that they've always had multiple attractions, so it's always cool to see the different characters and different themes that they do. So it was good.
Yeah, last year I know that they had like a lack of time actors. I guess it was towards the end of the season I went there, and I understand what happened was some of the actors that they didn't come in. So I understand where that situation came about. This year I think it was a little bit wasn't as a lack of actors this time. I think there was enough in there for the scenery that they needed to be in some spots. I mean, there was some negative spots where there was no actors. Like I could think of the hayride, like the tree scene. I thought that tree scene.
Like there was something missing there. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I know they had a guy who used to like walk across the beams and do stuff, but apparently there wasn't anyone there. So one of the things about this haunt, the scenery itself has always been in my book, but pretty one of the better things I've seen here. It's really good. I think the 3D maze is still my favorite of all things. I think the artwork is great. The clowns in there, Brian, I'm shouting you out. Slinky the Clown, yes, I see you. I know you're there. So I enjoy anything clown, like you guys saw in the other review. And then I really do enjoy the Carnage scene. The Carnage maze was a little different this year. It felt different. I do feel like it's a little frightening and creep factor, especially with the cars in there, because it kind of, you don't know, feels like they're gonna fall, but they're not.
It's kind of got that like post-apocalyptic feel. It was pretty neat how they utilized the cars and even tires, and there was a garage scene that you went through.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool setup how they did it up. So I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I thought they were pretty good. Actor-wise, I do think that they are always on their A game when they come through. They're talking and their character. I see people behind me. I was making sure there's no one coming by. So the actors, I think, are great. They're always on their A game. Their makeup's right on spot. Their costumes great. The props are good, and they're always interacting with the patrons going through, and that's what I like to hear.
Q-line actors as well. They had, the Q-line actors in every one of the event lines. The event lines were organized in a way where there wasn't any chaos of people jumping line or anything like that. So all that stuff being in place, it adds to the value of the show and the experience.
Yeah, the Q-line workers, they really did a good job this year. I think they kept on moving around. Like there was a bear in one spot, and then we go through the haunt, and then all of a sudden he's in another spot, and I'm like, wow, this is weird. I think I just saw you, but all right, that's fine. I think that the Q-line workers and the workers of the haunt, they did a good job this year. It was very creepy in some spots, especially like in the hayride itself. The hayride, there's a lot of negative zones, but I think what Spooky World does with the pyrotechnics is pretty cool. It's almost, they do it right in this place. I think it's great. It's kind of like when I went to Legends of Fear. Legends of Fear in Connecticut had a lot of pyros in there. This one had a lot more pyros. And I think pyros make some haunts. I think that with this one, it's always right up there at the scale and do that with the pyros.
The timing's always good. You know, that's obviously the scare in a lot of the scenes that are out there. So, you know, it's something that a lot of other local haunts don't do or can't do. And it's important that it's done right. And I think they nailed it when they were here too.
If I can give this place an overall rating this year, I would definitely say it jumped the scale this year. I think last year I gave it a little lower rating knowing what was going on, and I didn't know how to approach it. This year, being a little more right on the mark where I need to be with the reviews, I think I can rate this more than likely around a 3.5 out of 5. I think that they did good. I think if some of the negative zones were filled with a little more actors, if they could get the actors to come through to do it, I think it would kind of bump the scale a little bit. I do believe that the actors that are here are doing their job perfectly, and I wouldn't tell them to do anything different. I think so far they're right on par.
I'm actually going to give it a 4. I didn't get a chance to experience it last night, so kind of went in, last year, came in fresh, and kind of just looking at what they could deliver this year. I think overall, yeah, about a 4. The actors were good. By having different themes, us as customers, we don't get kind of bored with the same thing over and over. The aesthetics of even the clown room, that stuff with the paintings and whatnot's done right. And yeah, I'll give it a 4 out of 5.
So yeah, I really think they did better this year. I think that they, out of everything, like I said, I was afraid coming through that I wasn't going to see any different changes. But honestly, it felt different this year. Maybe it's because I felt there was more actors. Maybe because it was a little bit busier than last year, or maybe it's because they actually they changed a little bit more than they did last year. And I'm actually very pleased with it. I think if you guys want to come check out Nightmare New England Spooky World, come check it out. It's well worth the money and well worth the travel. Brian over here has a haunt. Where is your haunt?
So I'm from Scary Acres RI, which is at 2150 Situate Ave, Hope, Rhode Island. We have a 5-acre corn maze as well as a mile-long haunted hayride. About 60 actors, live entertainment, and an engaging show when you're going through. So haunt season, you still got a little bit of time here. Why don't you come and stop down and see us? We're open for this last weekend here. And then we'll see you live in 2020 with a bunch of changes to the show. And hope everybody gets a chance to come out.
Yeah, definitely check out scaryacresri.com, guys. The review is going to be over here or over there. You'll see that video clip over there. So you guys got our ratings for Nightmare New England Spooky World. This has been Big Benite 589. If you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe, comment. Let me know how I'm doing. Look out for the podcast that follows all these Hauntober tour reviews. It's on what's been happening. We have Brian who's going to be on that podcast. We're going to be talking about haunts, why we like haunts, why we go to haunts, and what started the love of haunts. So this has been Big Benite 589.
Scary Brian.
Happy hauntings.
Have a good fall season.